to Prey with save number 30 of the year in this one.
And Billy, there aren't many relievers around the league that I trust more than her to close out a game these days. Seems like she's weird.
And that's off the inside edge. And that is ball one. To Prey wants to challenge that.
No, that was a strike. Like, let's not even.
By a whisker and the It's 3.
Swing and a drive. Get up, ball. Get out of here.
And it might have been the loudest moment yet. Man, my ears are ringing. I can feel that swing from the booth.
The hell? I returned the decided order. That was weird. The last time you let me hit, I hit 2 home runs, and now you're putting me down in the toilet. And the only guy behind me is my catcher who couldn't catch a cold if his life depended on it. First time we've gotten that. 4-seam circle chain slider.
Swings and
that'll work.
It's a right.
Damn. No, I'm pitching. It's when you play Road to the Show, I'm doing a two-way player. Michelle Taref. She was around for NBA 2K25 in terms of the Be a Player program. And then we just converted her over to a first baseman / closing pitcher here. And yeah, I'm doing the pitching. I'm not letting the CPU do it.
White Sox leadoff man, Munetaka Murakami. And the first pitch misses for ball one.
No, that was not a ball.
Challenge that one. Thought it was a strike. It just shaved the zone.
Thank you.
So they've still got both their challenges.
I didn't even think twice. That's why I was almost late on calling that.
Tying run at the plate. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2.
There we go. A little bit down, a little bit up, a little bit all around. Let's go.
Thought it was a pretty good pitch. Top of the strike zone. We're seeing more fastballs in that location. Hitters, especially with 2 strikes, have to be ready to pull the trigger.
That'll do. Let's go. Take a bow.
Swing and a drive. Get up, ball. Get out of here.
It's 8-2.
She's bringing the thunder in a rainstorm. How in the world did she manage to hit that pitch out?
The Braves trying to break this one open. And we're at the top of the 5th. On the ground, Keishel. To first, it's short hopser, but a huge strike.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night.
Second out, infield was.
Quick cover. Reversal. Oh my God, the retro ball's got on a roll up. Ontario just couldn't get out of that cover.
Oh, super kick!
Let go!
Let go! Third! Let go! Super kick party!
Yeah, pay the money for that.
They seem to be really feeling.
There we go! Let's go! Let's go! No doubt! Over the foul pole! Let's go! I'm getting notes here and notes there and notes. Stimulation is the key word here. Lots of stimulation. Hey, yo, and away we go. And I do not know why that was stuttering there the way that it was. Jesus, criminy. My computer just decides to have gremlins of its own as we go along here. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Mike Rev Twitch stream here for a Wednesday, July 22nd, 2026. It is the go-home episode of Dynamite as we head towards Redemption this Saturday. And I'm seeing a lot of... And we're going to get on the card right away. We'll talk a lot about... BPW Evolution going on after the show tonight, but there's something that is really digging at me here. Now, a lot of people are bringing up the ticket sales for Redemption this weekend in Montreal. I do believe it's right around 8,000. It's not a huge number. It's not a small number, but it's not a huge number compared to what you would expect for a pay-per-view. And people are blaming the card. People are blaming so many different factors, the bookie being horrible, whatnot. Let me break it down to you so it's very simple for everybody to understand. This was proven a couple of years ago when AEW decided to run through the entire set of Western Canada for Dynamite and Collision for a good 3 weeks in the summer. Don't book weekend shows in Canada during the summer. We do not get many warm weekends where we can go out to the lake and have fun. So many people do not want to stay inside on a weekend when they could be out at the lake. As much as we all enjoy wrestling, we all enjoy our quality summertime. So with that being said, Canadians, while they like their wrestling, and Montreal definitely is a bit of a wrestling hub on the eastern side of Canada. I'm sorry, we cherish our summers just a little bit more. Twitch, clip that. That's going to be going up soon. So, yeah, for me, it's getting infuriating for me that everybody's blaming the card, everybody's blaming Tony Khan, everybody's blaming all this other blaming the poor quality of the show. TSN screwed up, and they played the promo that was originally sent to them for Redemption on Sunday. And it included Renee and RJ City talking about how sorry, I missed something that came on there. Sorry. We missed RJ City. RJC and Renee, they were talking about how Kenny's going to be challenging for the title at Redemption. So they got a video in advance that they shouldn't have, and it cost them right there. So unfortunately, TSN screwed up and sort of figured it out for us exactly what's happening here. So as we go along, oh, there we go. Sorry, I see what the activity feed said there, so I'll have to see what adjusts here, but all right, there we go. Oh, it's because Stream Elements gives it not. Okay, that makes it. All right, now I got it figured out. We'll have to get that figured out here going forward. So, but yeah, tonight we're gonna have a lot of fun here. It is the go home episode to AEW Redemption. We got a great card coming up here, and we got two championships on the line. One I'm actually surprised that we're getting on this show rather than having it on the main Redemption card. And that is the women's tag titles are going to be defended in a no DQ match, hardcore match, street fight, whatever way you want to call it. They're in Nashville, so it's a little bit of both for everything there. The Divine Dominion, the Sisters of Sin, you know there's going to be a lot of insanity there as we get into that. We're also going to get Darby Allin versus Kevin Knight for the TNT title. Would it shock me if Darby won the title tonight? Not really. That way it can make it somewhat realistic more. Wonder if they would have better sales if they had an outdoor show in Montreal. You know what, Iceman? It would not shock me, to be perfectly honest. Having it in, like, where would you put it at an outdoor stadium? Even the ballpark is indoors. Unless you put it, like, Percival Stadium, where, on McGill, where the Alouettes play. Because I don't think that looks like a very big stadium, so I don't know if you'd really want to do that there, but like in terms of venues to run at, like Bell is pretty much it, unless you want to go 50,000 and then you go the Olympic Stadium hoping that the roof doesn't collapse on you. Good to see you tonight, by the way, sir. But yeah, like it befuddles me that everybody's like, oh, blame it on the card, blame it on AEW, blame it on the booking, blame it on this and that. People don't want to be indoors. especially in Canada in the summer. I'd love to be indoors with some AC, but that's just something I don't get the privilege of tonight. So, but I do get the privilege of hanging with all of you, which is always the extra bonus in that. Like right now in Edmonton, let me just double check here as I go through. 28 degrees right now. We don't get 28 degrees that often here. So, and yeah, we're getting like, it's going to be hot like this all the way through to the weekend, but we have been suffering torrential downpours. We've been, like 2 months from now, we're going to start getting into colder temperatures. We are not going to want to expand into hotter worlds, right? Yet, where the Owls play or even set up at a park like a music festival. Do you want to do your pay-per-view like that, though? That's the thing, Iceman. Like, realistically, you do want to get... You want to set up your venue so you can get 15,000 if you can sell tickets for it. But, honestly, like, don't book a Canadian venue on a weekend. That's simply put. Like, the only places around here that actually book shows that expect a mid to large size crowd are ones that hook up with the major festivals. Like I know in Alberta here, it's K-Days or it's the Stampede. If you're hooked up with one of those two events that are supposed to bring in the tourists anyway, and people are going to be here for that, that's when you hook that up, right? Like, it's just stupid. And it's so much common sense. And here's the other thing, and I think it's a bit of an ego check for a lot of people when it comes to wrestling these days. People need to realize there are some of us that, will really enjoy wrestling. I don't want to say live or die, but definitely want to be a part of watching everything and watching a lot of it. But a lot of people are just, hey, wrestling's in town, we'll go watch. That's cool. Like, I really wonder what they're going to get for a house show here in Alberta coming up in 2 weeks. 3 weeks, sorry. The August 22nd and 23rd, they're running Edmonton and Calgary for a couple house shows. So, even there, I don't expect to see a whole lot in terms of crowd. There's been no advertising about it around here whatsoever at this point. So, makes you wonder, right? Like, not saying, just saying. But yeah, tonight we're also going to get Clark Connors versus Jay White. And then our main event is going to be, well, I don't know if it's going to be the main event or the opening match. Kenny Omega teaming up with Jon Moxley and Will Ospreay to take on the Don Callis family. But a pay-per-view market isn't great, I'm sure. This could open more people to wrestling and make it accessible for folks in Lower Milk. Absolutely. I agree. But also, the way you're going to get more people becoming accessible to your product would be more to the point where give them an option where they don't have to get away from another option that they're more used to. Who the hell is taking my catchphrase here? But I digress. I always look after the broom. I want to see Ospreay and Moxley versus the Bucks. That is going to be fun. They announced so many shows on Saturday, or so many matches for Redemption on Saturday that, they gotta cover them again because they think that a lot of people don't watch Collision. I think more people are watching a Collision on a regular basis now than ever have before. So, if you also haven't heard, I'll bring it up later on here. So where's Moxley in all this? There's no tension. Holy Mike, you still need to ask us a question. Also, it's Wednesday, and you know that. How are you all doing tonight? But yeah, Zodiac, you missed it. I went on a rant to start off. I'll be putting the clip out later. Oh, they're starting with Darby and Kevin, so. Oh, I know the Raw prices out of Canada. They're just horrendous. How is your day? How are things going? Well, I was going to say I'd be like the Blue Jays, but ugh. But I've always got to ask you extra questions. You know me. I get Space Cadet all over the place. The week's been fantastic overall. Absolutely great. I love it. Sorry, I've been going on a bit of a rant today. Well, people bitching about all the... Oh, the AMA... Oh, whoops. Sorry, I'm... Honestly, Discord posts I miss a lot, okay? I'll see if I can get one hooked up after the show tonight. Just give me hell. Hey, by all means. So, yeah, I was giving hell to a lot of people today because everybody's blaming the ticket sales on the matches for AEW and for the pay-per-view. And just think it's a mid-pay-per-view and doesn't need to be there. I'm being straightforward honest, and I said it, and I'll post that clip later on. It is because it's the middle of summer in Canada. We do not want to be inside. Like, I know everybody thinks that every wrestling fan needs to be a diehard wanting to be everywhere. You literally want to be outside enjoying yourself in Canada in the summer. Because once November hits, it's minus 40. You book this show in November. You book this show in February. I guarantee you get 14 to 15,000. Looked like Kevin was going to try dive in. But no, how's everything doing? Like I spent today getting 5 videos done. I got some craziness coming up here the next week here. I gotta do up 2 videos. I had a podcast call me and ask me to produce a video for him, so expect to see me on a soon-to-be YouTube channel for Command List coming up, so makes up for the other one I got removed from, because, well, let's just say fighting games are an acquired taste, so... But yeah, just going through everything lined up, everything coming up here soon, like... And I don't mean to make light during this matchup here, but we're pretty much getting exactly what I think we'd all expect here. Darby beating the living shit. How can one not like MVC2? What's that phrase I use? MVC2 was played for money. So, yeah, I got the call about a half hour before I went up in the Discord a note about that, but I get it. And by the way, we're going to be sticking to a lot of fighting games coming up here in August. I'm hoping the time opens up a little bit more for me here in August itself. Like this week's crazy. I got to start working on the Crossfire set. Because I also have to make sure that it has enough room for the Inferno match main event that we got going on. Three streams in a row? Well, how did you accomplish that? I think it's very simple. AEW Collision. Then the audio decided not to work because, well, Elgato is a bitch. By the way, I'll give them credit. They had a fix for it they sent down today. So rather than having to use an older version of my Wavelink software, I actually got everything fixed up and should be good to go for the stream. I really feel bad for Darby's nuts right there. He just got married too, so you know they're being used. So dumb guy thought if AEW wants to get more shows, why doesn't AEW offer packages for pay-per-view during the winter where there's less hotel and tickets for dollars and have tiers as the higher tier? Better tickets than airfare could be. Well, the thing is, they're not. Glad I got 352 points. Yeah. I don't think TK considers AEW big enough where they're going to start doing flight packages and all that. Well, there goes the steps. Literally just pop the steel steps. That's hard. Zodiac's a gamer, always Hey, Keaton, by the way, good to see you here tonight. And he's always chasing those points because he's how much do you have now? 293,000? But yeah, Kevin Knight struggled with those steps, yeah. Well, once again, 274, sorry, my bad. Problem is, I don't have anything useful to put there. 11.4. Hey, you know what? I appreciate all you guys. And, there's your living proof of being here. Because I haven't learned to put enough good stuff. Oh, God. Darby's bleeding. We got no shenanigans yet, but we're getting there, right? But this is your prototypical Darby match. He'll come out like a fire of glory. He'll miss a spot. I pay points every stream, so yes, I know. By the way, the 3 in a row was the fact that Collision fixed up the audio and got Madness done, and tonight is Dynamite. So I haven't had a stream in between, mainly because, well, work's being a bitch this week. Unfortunately, one of my coworkers had a family member pass on, so I'm always oh God. So rather than doing a code red, he lands flat on his face. Jesus. There's a code red for you. One of my coworkers had a family member pass, so got to, step up when you need, certain times when you have to step up, right? So this week is going to be a little bit hectic, but I have Sunday, Monday booked off completely, so we're going to be firing on all cylinders for Redemption on Sunday. And don't forget, folks, we do have an early start on Sunday. If you aren't here for Collision, remember, the pay-per-view, the pre-show starts at 6 Eastern. And the pay-per-view starts at 7 Eastern. Well, somebody started swearing a little too much there. Jesus, Darby. As we're heading into a commercial break here. I love how loud this crowd is and ready to go. Even though our picture-in-picture isn't working worth crap tonight. Oh, there they go. Now they got it fixed. Yeah. But no, things are going really good right now. And a lot of things are starting to set up quite nicely here today. Got 6 more videos edited today. I only got a couple thousand left to catch. Well, I don't want to say 1,000, a couple hundred left to go yet. If you don't know, on our YouTube channel, we're doing the Mario Party Challenge, where Walker Pipe Guy is playing every single game of Mario Party ever created. In terms of editing, I'm about a month ahead, and we're just getting into Mario Party 6. So that's why we have daily videos up at 6 a.m. Our time here, 8 a.m. Eastern. So, but no, in terms of AEW, just watching. By the way, a couple things that came up. Hey, Homer, good to see you here tonight. Couple things that came up over the interwebs. First of all, TSN, thank you for letting us know for sure that it was supposed to be MJF and Kenny Omega at the pay-per-view because they sent out the wrong promo for the show a week before, and they wonder why tickets aren't selling. Anyway, and the other thing is via Giant Bomb, there was a little conversation between Kenny and one Austin Creed. And Kenny was playing dumb about knowing about Austin's employment status, to put it politely. If you guys want to check my ex, I reposted it just before the show here tonight. And he literally goes into it and like, Kenny's like, oh, looks like you have some spare time on your hands. So when are you coming back? When are you going to work? I'm not talking about this, Kenny. I'm spending my summer with my family. I got lots of traveling I could do. And Kenny's like, well, how about your employment? I'm not talking about this. Well, you probably couldn't. Kenneth Jameson Omega. We are not discussing this. I am on holidays and I'm not discussing my work. Thank you. Which totally means he's showing up either at All In or could be as soon as Sunday. So I wonder if they do it on Sunday. If it's, I know we've talked about, isn't it, what's the dates, whatever. I want to be surprised either way. I guarantee you, if TK thinks the status of the show is not to the level where he wants it to be, he'll plan those surprises for the show. Just completely throwing at the wind if he has to here, but I don't think it's going to be that bad. I think the show's going to be actually really good. I hope you guys get an opportunity to come check it out with us here. So I wonder if Darby's going to get into the get on the card on Sunday. Maybe not. Ha! You can't even freaking get the name right. Jeez, Excalibur. So yeah, just a reminder, yeah, we will be up an hour early. We will be here on Saturday as well. Oh my God, here we go. Shenanigans time. Referee hit. Shenanigans time. Let's go. Well, of course Turner's down on his outside. He's probably been shot. Of course, he's going to throw a shoulder. Is he going to throw a shoulder over, or is he actually going to go for a coffin drop? He's got to be smart enough to do that, right? And Kevin miraculously gets up for the save there. Of course, going to go for the UFO splash and just finish it that way. A little cheesy. I'm not exactly the biggest fan of it, but I guess you can't really go too far. I find it amazing that the referee's ribs break every time that they make a bump. Because that's the only reason you're gonna... That's the only reason you're gonna have a hard time making that count, right? But yeah, it makes sense to keep it on Kevin. Just because what they're gonna do after they're done. Also makes me wonder, what are they gonna do with Darby now? But we are entering into a little bit of a phase here where you have your major title bouts that you're going to have, and then everything gets to a crescendo at All In, but you do need that extra bodies to fill at the bottom of the card, right? He has to face Omega at the pay-per-view on Sunday. He has to, yeah. The only reason I thought there might be a way for Darby to win this is when Kenny said you don't need Callis to beat me, and then he doesn't beat Darby. Does that put that extra little doubt in his head that he needs Callis to win against Omega? So, Kyle doesn't have a match scheduled tonight. But obviously, he's dressed to go. I do believe there is a double taping tonight, though, so... Granted, any chance that they get to show up... Oh, we're just going to have the Don Callis family come out in general, right? So are we going to get more Callis families out here or what? What the fuck? I did not know about this match, folks. Is Kyle pink because Sky is blue? Honestly, Zodiac, from what I've read, and true story kind of thing here, it's actually a Make-A-Wish. It was either a fan or a Make-A-Wish that said, Kyle, you need to rock that pink. You need to be the guy in charge of to be known as the pink wrestler. And kept it, but it would make sense, equality all the way across the board here. Kyle pink, Sky blue, switch it around. Works all the way. Pink used to be a very masculine. Well, it's salmon to a lot of people, right? Chris Jericho in his salmon jacket. Or no, the most notable of salmon jackets. One Mr. Mark Henry. And if that story is true, yeah, like, I think it was Kyle Fletcher's interview with Simon Miller where he mentioned it. Or he brought that up because they were talking about gear and such. So yeah, if it is true that a fan told him to keep it, told him to rock it, yeah. I mean, before the middle 20th century. Oh, okay. So like before the 1930s. Yeah, because a lot of the mobsters even still wore that, right? But yeah, I would. Hey, look at me tonight. I'm sort of wearing the salmon tonight too. Maybe in honor of Kyle Fletcher. The OG Mike the Ref shirt here with the old logo on it. Mainly because I want to wear warmer or lighter colors because it less absorbs heat. Because it's way too damn hot here today. But no, it's actually really interesting, and a lot of these how a lot of these little trick points of like how Kyle Fletcher's gear is a certain color. Why is that? Like, how do people get their names based on certain things? Like, I still get a kick out of the Liv Morgan interview where it was with Chris Van Vliet, where she okay, I see what you're talking about there. Oh my God. Renee, did you join the Don Callis family since you're in the middle of the ring with all of them? All right. All right, Dunkzilla, whatever you say, my friend. Oh, very interesting fact there, Zodiac. Thank you for sending that to me. What I'll actually do, folks, what Zodiac sent to me here, I'll actually forward it over to the wrestling chat portion of the Discord here. If you guys want to read up on why pink is a very masculine color here, so. Nats, how you doing tonight? Oh God, here we go. Oh God, here we go. Saw the VOD from Saturday. Hey, thank you. I appreciate you for checking that out. Hope you checked out the latest episode. I'm gonna leave it running just in case here, but yeah, that's a little. So that match wasn't supposed to be advertised, but now they're actually just doing it. All right. I can understand where where people can complain about the continuity on this show a little bit once in a while, and it just seems like that's the reason why. Always good to see Brody King in a ring here around the world titles. I wonder if Brody ever gets another shot at a title here. I really do hope he does. Yeah, I did not know about this match whatsoever here as I was going through. Was it on the poster for tonight? Quickly take a look here. No, this was not advertised whatsoever. We got Clark Connors and Jay White. We got the Divine Dominion against Sisters of Sin, no DQ. And then we got Kenny Will and Moxley versus the Callis family, which probably will be our main event tonight, even though I wish the women were, just because I know what kind of brutality Sky can come up with. Because as much as we think Sky is blue, Sky's going to be red tonight. I'll almost guarantee that. Don Callis saying the only thing that Kyle Fletcher needs is him is just, ugh. Tony needs to start USA Stardom. You know what? Give it a little bit of time here, because, and I understand TK's had a lot of time with the women and hasn't done anything with them. I still feel that a combination of Davina and Mercedes and some of the stuff they might be able to do, and let's put it this way, I'm not going to speculate if she's going to show up or when her contract's up. I do want to, you guys know as much as anybody else, I want her over here. But I honestly feel with both of them together and with Lodestone the way that it acts, I would love to see what kind of potential they could get there. Well, Nats, I don't expect you to lie here. If you think she's going to stay, just feel free. I'm not going to feel bad if she stays as long as they book her right. Well, yeah, feel free. We're always an open atmosphere here. Never afraid of discussion. Okay, that was unique. Hey, Aubrey, are you going to count to 10? I think they hit more than 10 moves in that little break there in that tag in. Tony's just going town because of it. If I'm town, I'm female. I'm not going to AEW because he stuffed Athena down ROH against nobodies. I can see where you could see that. But here's my counter argument to that. Yes, absolutely, Athena's been down in ROH. With the taping schedule that ROH has, where they wrestle once a month or once every couple weeks there, with Athena having her own promotion that she has to worry about and potentially a life outside of wrestling, maybe it's Athena's choice. That might not necessarily be, it might be a mutually agreed thing that Athena's like a player coach down there, right? I'm interested to see if Julia and Sky Blue bring the trios titles tonight. They did have them for their promo on Saturday. So, yeah, and that's fine. I understand that. I'm one thing I've always thought, and this is when it comes to anybody asking about, oh, why does somebody go there? Why did somebody stay there? Why does anybody do anything? I'm always thinking, you got to realize that some of these decisions they aren't always based on what might be perceived as the best position for them. If somebody likes where they're at, why are they going to worry about going any bigger? There's no life outside of wrestling. As Athena said, it's only horniness. I will give you that one just for instead of the rim shot. I'm just looking at it from a fan's perspective. I've never been a talent. No, you know what? No, it's great to think that way, and I do appreciate that. And I never want to discourage you from thinking that. Just I do appreciate the fact that you can understand where there's other situations coming from. And as a fan, yeah, it looks like Athena should be higher up. No, anytime Tekla talks about horniness, it's automatically that. Not Athena, Tekla, maybe okay. All right, yeah, we'll go with that. We'll just on that point, but it's the same thing with like maybe Keith Lee. Mina makes me feel like I should have been a talent. What's on deck for BPW tonight? Well, right now we currently have 3 matches on the card tonight. We are getting, we're finishing up round 1 of the, or round 2 of the Forged by Fire tournament. 2 more people could be eliminated tonight. We are going to be opening with Vivian Sinclair taking on Charlie. And then we're also going to get Velvet versus against Ophelia Payne in the battle of the same entrances. And our main event is going to be for the Wild Card Championship. It is going to be Mellow Beast taking on Amanda Reed in a TLC match. All that and more coming up tonight after AEW Dynamite here on the Mike Drift Twitch channel, folks. So make sure you don't miss it. Thank you for helping me with the cheap plug there. The one thing that makes it easier on me is there are no tiebreakers on the other side. Absolutely. Just send me a DM and I'll go through it. I do need to upload some of the wrestlers too, because some people are about. It's getting to that time where 2K is starting to get on the cheap. But yeah, to cap it off, as a fan, I just feel I'd be guilty, like acting like I know it all when I actually know nothing. You know what? No, you're not acting like you know it all. You're acting like a fan that feels like you want to see certain things and you have a passion about seeing certain things. Like you want to see Athena more. And you think it's bad that she isn't on the main roster a lot more. Which is a completely valid question. Don't ever question your passion about it, right? And you were telling, yes, she's older, but like I said, there's a million different factors and I could be completely wrong. It could be just TK not knowing what to do with her up here, so didn't want to deal with it. I totally feel like Athena will get a bit of a run here on the main roster, even if it's only temporary, once Mercedes wins the title, if she wins the title. Because you can't tell me that... You can't tell me that Athena versus Mercedes for the world title will not sell tickets. Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling on My AEW first week was, yeah, it was a great show. I really enjoyed it. First time I've ever seen Big Alice Crowley. Her match against Giselle Shaw was actually really cool. And the fact that I called one of Giselle's earlier matches, our most popular match, our third most popular match on the Backbreaker Video YouTube channel is actually a Giselle Shaw match. As she was taking up Michael Richard Blaze in 2016 in a dinosaur village known as Drumheller, Alberta. Literally a one camera shot, right? You got the tickets for Norfolk? Awesome. Bandito going nuts in that corner there. Oh, yeah, that's right. They're doing a double taping that week, too, because... Oh, that week of... that second last week of September is going to be packed, because if they're doing a Collision and Dynamite double tape, they might be doing 4 hours on the Wednesday, or they're going to do two Wednesday, 2 Thursday. Either way, I'll take that as a... Oh, God. Fletcher doing the Adam Cole right there. For 5 cents. Okada trip getting into the ring. Meet up with the Black Wrestling Podcast, guys. Pre-show. Nice. Hope you have a lot of fun while you're there. Like, wrestling is a lot of fun when you can see it live. That is a new version of a face buster I haven't seen from Bandito. Literally just yeeting somebody straight up in the air like that. Really awesome spot there. Who's going to go to Raw and Argus? Punk is on SmackDown. I chose AEW. I'll tell you right now, like August 22nd, I was talking about this before, that WWE's coming to town for a house show. I got a hunch I'm not going to be going to that. I'll be here with you guys. Not because I don't like WWE. It's just... I'm going to go with the odds of half the people I want to see on the show aren't going to be on the show. I'll say right now, 60% of the reason why I watch WWE has just maybe wrestled their last match in WWE right now. Whoa, Okada just said nope. Want to see Punk again? He's a reason I'm a wrestling fan. That's fair. And Okada just let Fletcher. Oops. Oops. I'm so sorry. Oh, if he gets... And Fletcher eats the pin. Let's go. It means Fletcher's winning the pay-per-view, but at the same time, anytime I can watch Don Callis have an aneurysm at ringside is always a bonus to me. Babysitter had an ROH CM Punk ROH action figure back in 04. Nice. Goldberg, Raven, Punk. Yeah, those action figures were so much fun. The fuck? Did your guys' feed just die too? The channel is currently unavailable. It should be restored shortly. I might have to see if it's online right now. Are you guys getting feed right now? You just saw the pin. Yeah, my channel literally went out. That's the thing. I'm going to see if I can do a quick switch here right now. TSN lost their feed, so there might be like a storm in doing fine there. Give me a sec, chat. Well, at least yeah. Store on the production truck might be on fire, yeah. Just give me one quick second. I'll have everything back up. Hopefully, if it comes up on the app, then I know it's a TELUS issue. Fletcher's yelling at Okada. Of course he's going to yell at Okada. He lost the match. All right. We're logged in. Okay. It looks like they're teasing Bandito Flex. I'm guessing one or two things. Okay, yeah. I got, right now I got Bandito up on top. It's fine. I got a TSN app. Life is good. Excalibur, he had it last week. But I wonder if it's going to be Fletcher Bandito or well, Fletcher Bandito scheduled for Sunday, right? You know that, right, Nats? That's already booked. Andrade versus against Fletcher, we might actually be able to do. Is Jericho getting a double payment again? Did he get some Fozzy revenue here now? I really wonder where they're actually going to use that drill. He's got no money. His cruise is in November, and it's also weird that he has NXT all lined up all over his cruise right now, unless they change that up. So they're going to try to hype up Willow versus Tekla, thanks to Mick Foley here. I wonder how this is going to go. Nemeth and LaGreca are on the cruise? Yeah. Well, those two will find a way to get onto anything here if they can. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you guys. I'm just throwing this out there. Holy moly, it's Mick Foley. Yeah, Keaton Foley made his announcement. Well, he came in May long in the States. He joined AEW. He's only doing backstage and backstage commentary and doing spots like this for interviews. But yeah, Foley's back in wrestling. Said that he Foley's it's a version of. You got to remember, Nats. WWE still owns all the rights to. Apparently, Turner sold the rights to all the music for WCW, not just the wrestling. It wouldn't surprise me if they did a version, like a very close version. Sort of like when Adam Copeland, he's got Metalingus as his intro, but he's got his wife that did the vocals for the first part of it, right? To be fair, Mike, you're right. WCW ripped off a lot of theme songs. I will give you a coin for that. They either ripped them off or they made really hokey songs, one or the other. Like, just remembering guys like Dustin Rhodes when they had their song. ECW just... If ECW tried to go online today, they would not make any money. Straight up. They just wouldn't make any money. Because any video they would put up would literally be copyright claimed. And unfortunately, you can't use it as background music or fair use because those fans got into it that much. They didn't make any money, though. That's fair. That's why ECW doesn't have a Vault network on YouTube. No, it's because WWE doesn't want to release it either. Because WWE, for the WWE network, they actually redid most of that stuff in terms of the audio, but it was just shit. Pardon the French, but it was just such garbage what they put out there. So why even bother at that point, right? But like the only thing you really could do in that case is just literally skip right to the matches. But in terms of ECW, so much of the aesthetic of an ECW match is the pomp and pageantry of coming out and the fans interacting before the match. It would be tough to just have the straight matches on there, right? It's unfortunate Chris Benoit has so much WCW, you have to scrap a whole lot of WCW live shows. They could skip. If you type in the transcripts on YouTube, Chris Benoit's... Yeah. Here's the thing. And what they did in the WWE... And by the way, the Stardom titles are coming out with them. More gold for the Toxic Trio. And of course, Sky Blue needs the blue title. Julia needs the pink title. But what WWE Network did with the Benoit thing, they didn't get rid of him. They literally just didn't put a timestamp on any of his stuff. Same thing they did with Snuka. Same thing they did with Hogan eventually. It led to a lot of videos just being straight. Speaking of Tony, do you think Mike and Tony will go to the W? No. No, I think there's too much pettiness involved there. Frankly, where respectfully, Tony Schiavone would have rather worked at a Starbucks. Tenay, no, I don't. He'll go to the TNA Hall of Fame first, but he absolutely detests wrestling right now. Because Tony Khan actually invited Mike Tenay out to work the shows, right? He just got treated so poorly in TNA on his way out that he just doesn't even want to be a part of it. And even now, at his advanced age, Tony Khan has invited him to come work some of the shows for AEW, and he just turned him down. He's got I believe it's a gambling podcast, sports gambling podcast that he was doing. That's what he started doing after he left TNA the first time, and just apparently it was very successful.
Wow. So good for you, Willow. So glad to have you back. Yeah, yes. Willow. Nightingale, everybody. Thank you so much.
Knew Tony did Starbucks in minor league baseball. Yeah.
I know you're made of rainbows and birds chirping and sunshine and everything, but right now you're talking to the toxic one, baby.
This is, I don't know.
Honest with you, I ain't buying any of that smile anyway crap. You see, what I see is you putting on a mask every time you walk out here. You're bottling up your feelings inside, and then you smile.
I like this. The fact that they're trying to get Willow fired up right now.
I'm going to actually do you a favor, and I'm going to beat that poison out of you, so that everybody can see how.
Could you imagine a heel Willow Nightingale?
A mask, huh? Is that what you think? You know
I think Foley gets spit out here by the end of this.
is I've never had to try and convince anybody who I am. I actually think it says a lot about you.
Hey, Vic.
Because listen, we
Needs to be holding the mic. Nah.
that this toxic act is all a facade, and I'm gonna expose it. Because
Vic, don't forget, you are in the main event tonight of BPW Madness as you're challenging for the Wildcard Championship tonight. So,
all big because you feel so small. And you know what?
but yeah, doing good.
You got this swagger,
Enjoying this right now. Like,
and it's got you pretty far. It's got you.
main event status, absolutely.
Take two belts.
Take 2 belts.
But this is the only one that I care about, and you are just a shortcut for me to get.
Ooh, somebody made a short joke. Short joke. Mick, you got to be careful where those hands go, my friend.
I know the difference is I do see a lot of myself in you, Willow. There's some comparisons, right? Because both of us were champions on TBS. Both of us took a beating and a pounding and still found a way to smile through that pain. Although I'll say, your smile had a few more teeth in it than mine did.
Wow, that's beautiful, Mick. That's really nice. So, but please, can you do me a favor and just shut the hell up, straight up?
See, this is where you start getting Foley involved.
Of the disrespect. That's enough, okay? Listen, you're the one who.
And also bringing up Mick Foley randomly at the start of the second hour.
Listen, this man here, not only is he my favorite, he is a legend. And yes, we both smile, but we will also stop at nothing to get what we want. He has done some sick and twisted things in that ring. And listen, Tekla, on Sunday, I'll be more than happy to do exactly the same to you. Because I talked a lot about our differences, but
I talks a lot about our differences.
and it's that at Redemption, we have everything to lose. We both want to walk into All In as the AEW Women's
I need more drunk Tekla on commentary in my life. Absolutely.
Champion. My soul,
I would love to see it.
blood in my heart into it and make
Not that I want to wish any injuries, but having an injury and having somebody sit on commentary usually helps.
Bitch, is that my line? I never thought I'd hear that out of your mouth. Oh, this is great. Wow, so Willow, let me tell you one thing. On Sunday, when I'm standing on top of you with my belt, and you're battered and beaten and broken and bloodied, and your dreams are shattered,
Okay.
rainbows are clouded, and your clouds are pissed on. Just
Pissed on clouds.
smile anyway.
Oh, there's a slap. Foley's being used as a shield. This is funny. Oh, and shooting the bird to Foley. That's always great. Looks like she forgot to do up her third belt. Oh, that was on purpose. Well, Clark should be happy. And there's the pounce out of nowhere. Her hide behind Foley and crack it up. Yeah, like, of course she's going to do that. That's what all heels do. When somebody talks shit to them or gets serious, get your cheap shot in and then just hide. You're not going to touch me. You're not going to touch me. You're not going to touch me. Did this match need this promo to fuel it? Not really. Because we knew what the stakes were. But I think just straight up for a lot of other people that just aren't getting behind it, this might have solidified it for a lot of people. Hot take, I think this match might be better than the men's main event. I think this match might be better than the men's main event as we go along, depending if they get time. This is the match that scares me on this card coming up. Sheeta versus Maya World. This match honestly scares me. In terms of people complaining about the pay-per-view quality. Like, if they can pull off a decent match, I'm not going to mind it, but please have this early so we can basically move up from there. I don't want it first, but maybe like a third spot. Hey, Bray, good to see you here tonight. A little bit of craziness going on with AEW as they're getting ready for Redemption on Sunday. Dynamite's been good. I hope you get a chance to see it here. We're getting, we have Bro Okada lose to Bandito in the battle of the random squished together name teams. Had Kevin Knight cheat his way to win to retain the TNT Championship against Darby. Had a lot of promos. Really? Maya and Willow versus Tekla and Sheeta? Okay. I'll take it, but I don't know. I guess more reps for Maya is always a good thing, especially she's got to work with somebody the next day. Or technically, they're going to tonight for the next one. So dumb that champions are facing the other champions for their titles. You think it's dumb, Bray? I'll tell you this right now. And this is my opinion. You can have yours, which is fine. Every single person in a wrestling company, if you're a champion of a secondary title, you want the main title. You should always be wanting the main title. Everybody, when you grew up as a kid, and I'm saying this assuming that you were, I don't want to assume what year you were born, but I'm going to take the example if you're a 90s kid. If you're an early 90s kid, hell, fuck, I'm old, I keep forgetting. An early 2000s kid. Did you grow up wanting to be the Intercontinental Champion if you wanted to become a wrestler? No, you grew up, you wanted to be the WWE Champion. You wanted to be the top of the world. You didn't want to be... your life's goal was not to be the secondary champion of a company. And this is coming from a guy that never wanted to be in a position to win championships. I wanted to be in a position to make other people win championships. Hence why I became a coach, a manager, and eventually a referee, because I wanted people to have the ability to show off their skills without having a referee screwed match up for them. And the last two all-outs, people keep forgetting that this exact match that we had here, which is the AEW champion versus the TNT champion, we've had that 2 years in a row over on at All Out, which is the pay-per-view right after All In, right? So the only difference is we're just shifting the time frame of when it's happening. People forget we had Kyle Fletcher versus Hangman Adam Page at the last All Out. When it's two mid-card champions fighting for one particular title, that I can understand. But when it comes to that top championship, say Bailey join AEW. You know what? I've said it before. I'll say it again. I look for, if she does move over, I look forward to her being there. If she stays in WWE, I look forward to seeing what she gets to do there. I'm fine either way. I have my personal preferences. I'd love to see her jump, but yeah, in terms of Bailey, if she shows up, I'm gonna lose my gourd. If you guys want a clip, come watch me when Bailey debuts, if she moves over. Because I've already said I already think I know where this is going, but I do want to start recording something about booking that. So anyway, what's the scariest thing you've seen during a career as a referee? Somebody died on my court. Just be straight up. Somebody died on one of my games. So for people that don't know the history of me, I am a volleyball referee. Volleyball, soccer, basketball. That's where the Mike the Ref moniker came from. The referee wrestling thing, it has a different kayfabe story to it, but I have never been in a match in a ring. I have been slapped once in the ring by Kayla J. That is the extent of my wrestling action in the ring. So, it used to be, and it doesn't happen anymore. In my first few years of refereeing out in small towns, what they would do in Canada, they would take hockey arenas, literally lay a rope and a net over that rope, and you'd have like four volleyball courts all the way down. Well, what had happened in this situation is a player, and this was a young player, I'm going to say maybe 14, 15. She slipped on a patch of water on this concrete, which it's meant for hockey. There is no seeping water here. She slipped and landed headfirst on the ground. I hate to bring it. I don't want to get into the gory details, but by the time I got off the stand to go do CPR, there was no point. One of the roughest parts of my life, honestly. I'm glad that it's pretty much banned now to do stuff like that, but Connor's just blowing through that spear here. Sorry for the dark story there, folks, but unfortunately, it is true. It's one of the scariest sights you could see. Oh, I guess I should hit the mute button. Sorry. As we go into our picture-in-picture here, but no, you always see gruesome injuries in different matches and whatnot, and like this sport isn't meant for the light-hearted sometimes. Most of the time when you watch it, you're dealing with groups of people that are usually consensual and they're always working together. So I've seen matches where wrestlers have decided to take their own liberties when they really shouldn't. Well, personal feeling for some of the stuff that's happened in the past should never been in the ring. Bray, that was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, because you can't argue a check swing. It's like most sports. You can't argue a judgment call. You can ask for a clarification of a judgment call, and when they make it, you got to live with it. That's it. There's no review on it, so therefore you're automatically thrown out. It's like arguing balls and strikes. Now that doesn't happen anymore with ABS, or happens very little. But yeah, if you're going to argue a judgment call, you are tossed. I understand where it can become funny, but it's just straightforward. Like, we called about a check swing. You didn't like it. Well, too bad. I remember sometimes, like, I would literally have to toss people out of games because they would come up and argue a ball handling call with me as a referee. And they were starting to do it to the point where they were just trying to slow the game down. Where they literally turn around, oh yeah, that was caught. No, it wasn't. Then he turns around and says my coach wanted me to, actually it's funny. As a history of my refereeing here, it's one of my provincial, they give you towels for the, so when you're up on the stand, because you get your hands, like sometimes you have to hang on to a pole. Yes, I know that sounds bad. But they give you a towel just to, keep your hands dry and whatnot. So after 20 years, I still have the same towel I've been using. So I've had to eject lots of people. I'd say the worst one that I ever had was a it was my 1 year I did slow pitch as an umpire. This guy got ejected for arguing balls and strikes. And then he grabbed his little daughter, put him in his arms, and said, "Yeah, that bad man said I can't play no more." And even the rest of his own team are like, "Dude, that's just low, even for him." So Connor's Connor's getting upset that he can't use the chair. But you know what? We need to bring up an important fact here right now. This is Jay White's first singles match back from injury. People forget that his first match was a tag. This is his first singles match. He is looking like he's fitting in perfectly right now. Granted, he's working with somebody that he's worked with a lot in Clark Connors. Like hell, they were stablemates for years, right? As part of the Bullet Club. Just looks like he's so sharp right now. Sorry, folks. Turn this into a refereeing clinic rather than talking about wrestling here for a little bit. And I'm just... Oh, God. Here we go. Right to the eyes. Oh, my God. The pounce. Or, sorry, the pounce. Period. Sorry, throat's a little dry with the dry air right now, so I couldn't get it out the way I wanted to there. Point of view, when someone does something wrong, Leo Rush, it's fine. Whoa. That was unique, and I love it. But you got to admit, that little move right there as he was moving across. By the way, we got an ad break coming up right now. Sorry. Just noticed it as we went up here. Beautiful German suplex right there. So next week this week we're gonna get Saturday, Sunday for wrestling. Next week it's probably gonna be Wednesday, Thursday. Just a heads up for you guys. As I do not believe TK is going to want to interfere with SummerSlam week. Sleeper suplex, Jesus. Interesting, and I know it's a little weird talking about gear, but the fact that Jay White's gone with pants instead of tights now, maybe because of the injury, he wasn't able to work out as much. Oh my God. Where the hell did that come from? I thought he was going for a pedigree or something, but no, he literally went into a guillotine out of that. Connors, yeah, when you wake up, now here comes Finley. And he does not hold back. That was a shillelagh shot right there. Oh, there's Juice. I bet you we get Juice versus Finley on Saturday. And then they have Finley and White going forward. Maybe on the... what is Juice doing with that chain? God bless the fan in the back. I don't know whether that's the right guns up, though. That's the question. They took one of the commentary chairs for Connors. That's hilarious. So, if you didn't read, like, I know a lot of you guys don't read SRS because one way or the other, you know, you try to keep either kayfabe or whatnot, but apparently Stephen Farrelly's contract is up in October.
Finally get on the same page. You also saw that we had to challenge Pac and Claudio for our tag team.
It looks like we might actually get Pac and Claudio. I think this match is going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a little underrated for what they expect out of it. 4 guys that know each other very well and are willing to work with each other. Oh, God. And Claudio doesn't need to say a word. I love that Claudio literally does not say a word through this entire promo. And here we go. No DQ, Divine Dominion, Sisters of Sin. This will be a lot of fun. I know I listed it as Divine Dominion's Sinful Street Fight as our title of our YouTube video for tonight, but I really wonder. I don't think the titles get changed here, but could you just imagine? I do hope that this is a competitive match. I just hope it isn't just a squash. And that's one of the big things I'm worried about right now. We got to try and keep this division competitive right now, because Megan was right when she had the last promo. They literally have run through the entire women's tag division right now. Whether it's teams that just can't get a hold of each other, get on the same page for that matter, or whether it's teams that they just dominate. Like, unless they find another team that's going to beat them solidly. Do we think there's going to be Brawling Birds? That's the thing. Do we think it's going to be Brawling Birds at Wembley? I don't think you do every single British person winning a title at Wembley. I just think that'd be way too cheesy for someone like Tony Khan. But maybe he likes the cheese. I don't know. Some curds and whey craziness, maybe. But yeah, I just expect, like, this is one of Sky Blue's signature matches. Julia Hart does a lot in these as well. But the fact that we got Megan Bayne in there, who just, I think we talked about this before, that Megan Bayne pretty much is the MVP of 2025 when it comes to the women's division. Pretty much cemented that with the whole Nixon, Newell, Maya World, Miranda Alize, and Hyan situation there. Like that stretch right there when she was in, like the way she was being a ring general throughout the entire thing. To me, that just summed up a lot. So, and now this year, it almost feels like they can't find enough for her. And I know we talked about it earlier that it might be the position where she might have to travel over to WWE, maybe to get a better shot at where she's going, but that's a bridge we can cross when we get to it. Also, TK could be changing his booking around too, right? Like, well, they're not wearing not wearing ring gear tonight. I love the fact they used the actual real name and the fact that the commentary team earlier tonight didn't know. The trios titles are known as the Artists of Stardom. Wow. Well, unfortunately, Excalibur sort of gave away the result of the match. For people that were asking for Julia Hart to be a part of Stardom and get some more work out there, you're getting it, and we're going to see what actually comes out of it. It's one of the best things to happen to Anna Jay. Somebody get me those fucking hockey jerseys. I'll tell you right now, you give me one of those black hockey jerseys, I will wear it on a regular basis. For some reason, I knew this was coming. Yeah, that's what she said. Yeah, I knew that was showing up. 91 Cross, 77 Bane. I hope Megan's not that old. That's all I gotta say. If she's as old as me, as a 77, I'm 78, by the way. But do you guys understand the significance of them wearing hockey jerseys out here? Because obvious, if she was born in 77, then holy shit, yeah. I'm just saying, like, the significance of them wearing hockey jerseys doesn't get past me here. As you're a heel, you're supposed to not make fans, overly excited about you. And if they're using jerseys to cover everything up, they aren't in Canadian? No. One's Australian and one's from Jersey, which they do know a lot about hockey, but Lana Bench, yeah, well, Absolutely. And I do have to say the Dominion are smart. The fact they're wearing their jerseys still. Yeah, it's Lena. He's a little tongue-tied. Makes sense, right? An autocorrect can be a son of a you-know-what. But honestly, if you're getting into a match like this, you wear stuff like that just, Oh, man, women wearing nothing but hockey jerseys, hot AF. Well, here's the thing. When you're coming out, you don't see anything, right? It's no different than generic wrestler number 4. Oh, God. Well, Sky wanted to bleed guaranteed, so that's how they're going to do it. Those chops don't make the same pop with the jersey on. But seriously, if those jerseys are available, let me know where I can find them. Oh, no. This is not going to be good. That, yeah. Oh, here comes the glove. Oh, yeah, no, that. Joey's eating this matchup. Yeah, absolutely. Holy crap! Bane could pitch better than half the Blue Jays right now. Not talking about asses. This, and I know this is going to be a 2-segment. Yep, there it is. Go into our picture-in-picture here and. No, I'm seriously going to have to find those jerseys somewhere. I hate to say it. I do wish Penelope well, and I do hope she comes back. But this is another one of those cases of where the injury almost carried over one of the best things to happen to AEW right now. And don't get me wrong, like I said, I don't want to wish anybody to get injured, but originally it was scheduled to be Penelope and Megan to win the titles. I'm sure you guys remember that night with Harley and Willow as we were watching on Dynamite here. Literally, as soon as Penelope got hurt, they had to do the belt shot to cause the DQ, which never happens at AEW. And then 4 days later on a pre-show, they changed the titles over. So that's not as obvious as what TSN did about the main event of Redemption earlier this week, with showing off a promo that clearly stated that it was going to be Kenny Omega versus MJF for the world title. Bane just going to work here. Oh, I almost guarantee he's hurt. I think that knee injury, ever since his match with Roosh, has been a pain in his ass. And what would you rather have? When you honestly, when you don't think that you're going to have MJF as part of your main event. Because I'll tell you right now, for 6 months now, I think they've been lining it up for Ospreay versus Omega, one way or the other. I honestly feel that you got MJF turning around saying, look, give me an extra couple weeks. Give me some extra time here to heal up, and I'll be able to work Wembley probably against Andrade. That would be my guess. Just because of the Dynamite Diamond Ring, that just seems like the obvious choice for a match there. What the hell is Bane doing? No. Don't zoom out. No zoomies. No zoom out. I want to see what happens here. Oh, God. Well, Bane's out of it. Said it before, I'll say it again. AEW, the women's division, when they want to do... I'm muted now, so Zodiac, why do you say that? So for those that didn't know, the match between Kenny Omega and MJF actually came up at Beach Break a week and a half ago rather than at the pay-per-view Redemption. And yeah, TSN posted a video, I believe it was on Monday. They put it 3 weeks earlier. And we haven't seen MJF since. That's the other part about it. And the fact that the Dynamite Diamond Ring has been on Andrade's finger and they've showed it off a lot for a while. Bane looks pissed. Yeah, to me, it wouldn't be as big of a deal if MJF was still around, because then you do the rematch or get him involved in the triple threat with Knight. You really wouldn't make... By the way, there's a little extra... I get it. This is the only match on the card tonight. Oh, God. God, do I love how Bane works in the ring. She is so damn smooth. The big scuttlebutt online about what happened with WWE this week. No women's matches, one women's segment during a men's match, and 2 promos during commercial breaks. That's all they had on Raw this week. And everybody's having a gourd about this. And AEW's pulling out one of their stronger matches in the last month on Dynamite for the women. Oh, the jersey's off. Time to get serious. Now they have titles. Let's go for a title for title smack. Neither one of them wanted to use titles. Oh, never mind. DDT. Oh, my God. Megan put the title out of that spot, too. This is a pretty awesome match right now. Now, Megan, realistically, break it down kayfabe, probably could have been going for a Falcon Arrow there, which would have put that belt right on the back of Sky's head. So let's not discredit that spot a little bit too much here, or overanalyze it for that matter. Oh, here we go. We're getting hungry, little chicken endos. I'm surprised Nando's doesn't get a sponsorship out of this. Oh, fuck. She gonna hit a sky blue? Oh God. Nope. Oh. Sky is dead. Sky's dead. Dead. Last right. The Widow's Peak. Yeah, he wants to make sure he uses a Japanese name because the wrestler who used it in North America is in the other company now, a.k.a. Paige, a.k.a. Saraya, a.k.a. who's the person who said she enjoyed her time but never felt really comfortable there. Oh, God. Spinning Tombstone. Yeah, no, Juliet, you're done. Go enjoy Stardom. They got a name for it. Heaven to Hell. Referee gave the wrong title to Megan. That is hilarious. You dumb fuck. Sorry, pardon my French, but my God, like seriously. See, this could have been the main event tonight, realistically. Yeah, here we go. Another bang bang and dogs back and forth. Yeah, that was... Where the hell did this come from? Folks... Folks, the stakes of the match the stakes of the night really just went up there. A double dog collar match. The last time we saw one of those in an AEW branded show, that was FTR versus the Briscoes. In one of the most bloody, violent, and crazy matches in Ring of Honor AEW history. Or AEW Ring of Honor, whichever way you want to call it. Whichever. But yeah, it looks like it's main event time. Bang Bang Gang gives me life. Absolutely. Juice seems to be giving out some life too, so. Hence why Tony's off, remember? But. Regardless, it is coming up on our main event here. So once again, I give you a rundown of what's been going on the channel here in the next week or so. After we're done tonight, wrestling in bed, attaboy. Yeah. After we're done here tonight, we have 2 matches in the Forged by Fire tournament, as we might have our last 2 eliminations happen tonight, or will Velvet and Vivian Sinclair manage to win and keep themselves alive for a potential tiebreaker match coming up after. And then in our main event tonight, it is going to be Mellow Beast taking on Amanda Reed in a tables, ladders, and chairs match for the Wildcard Championship. So make sure you stick around for Backbreaker Pro Wrestling. Tomorrow we'll be on early with MLB The Show, as Michelle Taref is going to be sticking around with the Twins for a little bit, mainly because she wants to pitch in the Metrodome. We got kicked out of San Juan after too many bad seasons, namely one. And we are now going back to the Homer Dome this season. So we'll have to see how things go there. No stream Friday. Saturday, we'll be here with Collision as well as BPW Madness as we go into our final round of the round of the round robin of the Forged by Fire tournament. As basically these two matches coming up on Saturday will be seeding matches, 1 versus 2 in the 2 pools because 2 people already been eliminated. And then Sunday, we will be here, AEW Redemption. Pre-show starts at 6 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Mountain. We will be here at 4 Mountain. Going to be a very fun night and an early night too. Monday, expect to stream during the day as we get going here. SummerSlam's next weekend. Not this weekend, but next weekend. So I'm assuming next week AEW runs Wednesday and Thursday. So just keep that in the back of your mind, folks. Also remember next Thursday is when Halo comes out for a regular, if you don't get the advance. So once again, everybody, show's back on. So I'm not going to steal any more here. Make sure you check out our Backbreaker Gaming YouTube channel. Make sure you check out our Backbreaker Video YouTube channel for all the wrestling action we got going on here, including an interview with Nasty Nate Nixon here of Love Pro Wrestling as well as Real Canadian Wrestling. Video game eFed Universe Matcher, yeah. Pretty much. But whether you're lurking, chatting, or just looking for a great time, I appreciate you being here. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the like, hit the subscribe. If you're watching on Twitch, make sure you hit the follow button if you haven't already. If you like what you see, consider subscribing. Anything that you guys put in goes towards the our stream here, as I will be making some more changes here coming up here in the following weeks. But more importantly, thank you for being here. Always appreciate you. I just saw that gear. What is Kenny wearing? We did have a Cope Cage segment tonight, Nats. You must have missed it. There was that promo in the back where Pac and Claudio attacked them backstage. I just find it funny that Ospreay is doing a tag match at Redemption, and it might be the first 10-star tag team match that Moxley ever gets. Could you imagine them having to change the graphic over to Kevin Knight? Like if there's some kind of injury that forces Kenny to have to give up the title on the pay-per-view. Could you imagine a situation like that and all the graphics have to change? This is going to be a lot of drama, and this is going to be a lot of fun. Realistically, folks, if you're going through this, if we take MJF out of it, because MJF's currently injured, is this team literally 1, 2, and 3 of AEW? Like right now, you could, at least face-wise, if you want to consider Moxley a face at this point, I do believe this is 1, 2, and 3 of the promotion. I will listen to arguments for Kyle Fletcher right now. I will listen to arguments for Okada. And that's what I say. I think Okada might be more of a 4 just because how much has he been on TV since he lost the title to Takeshita? What, 3 times? I think this was his second. Was this his first match since losing to Takeshita? Brought to you by Progressive. But I would say you could put Okada up there. You could put Fletcher up there. I don't think Kevin Knight's there yet, but they are grooming him in the right spot. Started to forget the Mox the champ. Well, he only defends at every pay-per-view. This will be the first pay-per-view since Mox won that Continental title that he will not be defending it. At least I think this is the first one he won't be defending it. But yeah, you got 2 champions in the ring. You got one more champion coming out, I do believe. Is he going to come out with his championship? Yep. Swerve better than Omega? I'll take that too. Right now, at least, yeah. Like, here's the thing. Where is Swerve? Swerve out promoting his album right now more than anything else. By the way, I see that trophy on, or that medal around Brian Cage's neck. They just showed, there's a video online. Sam Shaw, the former Dexter Loomis, he actually won a bodybuilding contest this weekend as well, this past weekend. So Indy Hartwell is going to be a very happy person right now. Well, kayfabe-wise at least.
Kenny Omega challenged John Moxley for the AEW World Championship that night in Jacksonville. And it was the influence, the involvement of Don Callis that tilted the contest in the favor of Kenny.
I love the fact they're actually bringing up the original feud in AEW. Because let's face it, that's what you call the original sin. And realistically, if they want to set up that match again, that's what you call it, the original sin. John Moxley, Kenny Omega. Get a time machine, tell someone in 2014 that Dean Ambrose's team. Could you imagine? Actually, I don't need to imagine that. So, funny story about that. And Nats, this is a bit of a twist of fates here a little bit. So, I do believe it's with Simon Miller, the interview with Will Ospreay had with Simon Miller. But he actually, there's a comment in there that you had Will Ospreay that was actually invited to the Cruiserweight Classic. He was actually originally invited. That's when he was running in England. He had the option of going there and going to Japan. And he just decided, like, he grew up watching New Japan Wrestling and he wanted to go to New Japan. So, yeah, apparently they called him and wanted him to be a part of the Cruiserweight Classic. And he just, Zack Sabre Jr. and Will, yeah, like, a young pair of those, that would have been absolutely nuts. But then on top of that, you had Kenny Omega, who I do believe was part of, he had a sniff or something with NXT. or a couple tryout right around that time that Moxley was there too. So if I told somebody in 2014 that these three were going to be teaming up, I believe the proper answer they would have gave is, okay. Yeah, there you go. He wasn't there for long. So yeah, like all three of these guys were in the WWE system. Well, two of the three were. Omega being a bitch. Omega being a bitch. Oh my God, he made the tag. So Ospreay's, you know what? Here's the other thing you got to think about here. Seth Rollins will go down the worst Shield. It's all in the eye of the beholder. To me, when it comes to talking about worst person of the Shield, it's basically the equivalent of asking me which color Ferrari's the worst. I don't care what color Ferrari I get. I want a Ferrari. Fine. Kurt Angle was the worst member. I don't even want to do that. Kurt's got a better meme on that than anybody else. I'll give him that. In-ring, Roman, overall presence, Rollins. Yeah, like. And for me personally, I feel that, dealing with what they were given, I say that Roman took what he had and took everything he gave and just ran with it. I think people would have a lot better opinion of Roman if he wasn't thrown down their throats. 14 years later, all three are stars. Absolutely. Like, that's why I'm saying, like, you got three of the best that have ever done it. They've all done it in many different ways. Like, let's not kid ourselves here. Roman is your classic WWE style wrestler. Rollins is your classic ROH style wrestler. And Ambrose is your regular CZW type wrestler. So, Roman was on pace for being a bust. His ability to crush the Bloodline 1.0 story made him a legend. Yeah. So you hit a picture-in-picture here. Hopefully our last one of the night. Yeah, we can really debate about the Shield being, in terms of one of the greatest factions ever, I think you have to say that the Shield may be. Because that was a proverbial all-star team. Bloodline 1.0 better than Shield? Yeah, I'd say that. Shield is more impactful than NWO? The reason I will agree with you on that, Nats, and it's a very good point, and I like that take. The state of wrestling in 96 when the NWO started, it wasn't at best way to explain, I don't think it felt like it was as much of a, I don't want to say dead, but I think it was getting close to life support in terms of a big product on TV and a big popularity and whatnot at that point. I don't think it was as bad of a situation as it was in the early 2010s. Where the Shield, when they came in, basically breathed new life into a program that you got to remember, like that time, the times when TNA was going after Raw, like that stupid Monday that they screwed out. NWO kicked off the wrestling craze, the Attitude. It created the shock wrestling. I just personally think in my thinking is the bar was a lot higher in 94 than it was in 2010. I think wrestling in many ways was changing to be a product overall. Like when you have to create your own network just to get your product out there, rather than get, like, let's face it, these streaming services, yes, they're pretty shitty right now for what some of the coverage is on them. And AEW is a living example. Nobody wanted to give them money to put their own brand together. I could see there being an argument for both sides, and I agree with both of you guys. Like, the influence of the NWO will never be underestimated. Like, literally, the NWO was a catalyst for a complete change in wrestling philosophy. Just the same way that Hogan was in the 80s. Now, it's the big thing about Hogan, and I don't like to talk about Hogan a whole lot, to be honest. Like Hogan, Terry, don't talk. Well, the thing is, when it comes to Hogan, he was given his orders on what to do. And the biggest example I can give you to this is Paul White in WCW. He was told not to do some of the flashy stuff that he could do. Like, he could do moonsaults. He could do elbows from the top. He had a lot more agility, but all the bigger wrestlers told him not to do it, the same way that Hogan was told not to do a lot of flashy moves like he didn't. And in New Japan, you have to do everything. You are, if you're going to try to do just the brawling style, yeah, like at that time, that's exactly what I'm saying here, right? Like, you can't say Hogan was just collecting a check in WWF. He was told to do that. Everything he was told to do, he did. We can't fault a guy for doing his job. I know growing up as a kid, I did not like Hogan one little bit. I was a Boss Man fan. I was an Andre fan. My first ever match I saw in pro wrestling was Hogan Andre WrestleMania 3 on a scrambled signal. And if you guys don't know what a scrambled signal is, you need to get older. All right. They're actually trying to show that these two are going to work together. Scrambled signal to Google TV Guide, yeah. I remember liking Hogan, but when he got into wrestling, when I was young as Brett, yeah. Well, you also got to remember, your young and my young are two different generations, right? Like, I'm a 78 kid. So, like, WrestleMania 3 I was 5. My young is 04. Exactly. Like, it's different. And also, you're looking at the Attitude Era from a different set of eyes there, Nats. You're looking from the past, right? And DX got you super into wrestling. Yeah, like, you guys are 10 years after me, right? 10 to 15 years? My God, watching these guys actually work together. This would be a scary trio. Think Ruthless Aggression is the best generation? Yeah. And I'll almost argue that right now is the best generation. Fuck that camera. Sorry, I hate the camera when it fucks up like that. Right now it's Territories 2.0. All right, here we go. Here comes the fight. I think you almost call this the variety era. Nothing will be 2015-16 Indies, but this is damn close. Yeah. But also, there's a lot of potential right now. Like, the reason why I consider this generation maybe one of the best doesn't have a mega star that sends a product. I honestly do feel that MJF is going to be that guy. I think we're on the cusp of that ultimate segment that you're looking for. And here's where I think it's a little different than what I saw before. Because if you have... Right now, in 2024, we had a lot of the first contracts come up. But people were starting to still be hesitant, right? Hechicero does not have his shoulders pinned, but still gets pinned. I think right now, and I think that these next couple months are actually going to be a very pivotal point in the history of wrestling. Because you need to know that these wrestlers need to... These wrestlers can show up anywhere. These wrestlers have full potential going everywhere. I don't know if MJF gets that spot like Hogan, Austin, Cena, Rock until AEW gets that spot as well. Not the number one spot necessarily, but a spot that is clearly in the like a 1A rather than a 2. And I think it's close with the fact that we might get some certain wrestlers moving across and people are going to see the potential of the product being the way that it is. Red Sox lost. No wonder it's going to rain soon. Hell might freeze over. All right, here we go. Raven Steiner Jr. brothers soon. You know what? If they show up, great. Trent dead. Rocky dead. Kevin's got to come out here, right? Braun Steiner, yeah. The fact that they literally said that they didn't want to shove him down our throats, so they didn't let him win the Rumble. And that was on Unreal, unfortunately, so. Kevin Knight over the top rope with the belt. That is impressive right there. That was an impressive belt shot. That was a beautiful shot right there by Kevin Knight. Oh, absolutely the hypocrisy. They shoved Roman down our throats. Yeah. That's why I say, like, Jay has a correct last name, yeah. That's the best way to put it. Oh my God, Kenny went hard way. Kenny trying to get the blood all over the belt so he can get an extra reaction out of it. That was pretty cool. That was a pretty cool finish. You're at least trying to find a way to give some credibility to Kevin going into this show, because we all know what's going on. We'd all love to see something different show up, but we all know what's going on in the end. But tonight, I think we got pretty much everything lined up. Simone Tattoo, yeah. Yeah. We could go on about that for a while here, but all in all tonight, do I think tonight sort of pushed me towards a little bit more towards a pay-per-view? Not really. I think I think we were already there. The only match that got added tonight is the double dog collar match, which, don't get me wrong, that blew my mind when it came up. A lot of great action. This felt, and this is one of the shows that I really did enjoy with AEW in general, is when they treated that show the night before a pay-per-view as an extension of the pay-per-view, rather than actually trying to add some continuity to stuff. Like, it looks like the show's completely booked already. And we just got our last match added in there, so hopefully that's what's going to do it there. But in terms of adding extra excitement to be the pay-per-view, they ended on a nice closing spot. They had a great interview with Tekla and Willow. But everything else just felt like it was just an extension of, like, the main event, you know, will they, won't they? That's probably going to get played up for another month here. All in all, I do have to say, like you said, 8 out of 10. The wrestling was 8 out of 10, absolutely. Is it a show that drives me to go watch this pay-per-view? I don't think you're going to bring extra eyes because of it, but I don't think you need to, because it was already there. Like, for as little time as they had to book this show, I do think that they've set it up so that people realize this will be a fantastic show. I wish there was some way we could find some way to get Shida and... yeah, basically it reminds me of No Way Out on the way to WrestleMania. As a kid growing up, or I guess as a young adult, that Attitude Era, the No Way Out pay-per-view as they introduced it, prior to it becoming the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. It was always that last little stop that you had to get through. You almost expected to know what was going to happen on the show, but you knew that the roster was so stacked that it was going to be a great show, and I feel that this is what's going to be. But as always, remember, we are going to be here for it, so make sure you come join us as we check it out together. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We've had a lot of people pile in here, a lot of new people come to check out the shows. So I will be here for Saturday night for Collision, as well as Sunday for the pay-per-view. So make sure you stop in. But with that being said, we're going to wrap up this show right now. For those watching on Redemption is cashing a check show, since a lot of the talent won't be on all it. Yeah, that's fair. But with that being said, we're going to wrap up this part of the show right now. Once again, everybody, thank you for being here. For those on Twitch, hang on for a sec. For those on YouTube, twitch.tv/MikeTheRef. We are going to start recording in approximately, I think, about 8 minutes from now. We are going to get started with BPW Evolution. We got 2 Forged by Fire round robin matches, as well as a tables, ladders, and chairs match for our wildcard championship. But yeah, we'll be back on Saturday with AEW Collision, folks, over on the YouTube side. So once again, everybody, thank you for checking things out on the Backbreaker Video YouTube channel. Tell all your friends, hell, tell all your enemies, and we will see you here next time. As long as you hit the like and subscribe, that will let you know it'll be out here. Catch y'all here next time on the Backbreaker Video YouTube channel.